Hello, welcome to White Birch Tarot and Astrology. This reading is for, I'm doing this on May 5th, but it's kind of like from May through October because I did a reading for Pluto going retrograde. Pluto's at 3 degrees, 49 minutes of Aquarius. And tomorrow, I think on the 5th, goes retrograde until October 13th, and then goes direct at 1 degree, 22 minutes of Aquarius, but doesn't clear its shadow where it's at now at 3 degrees, 49 minutes, doesn't clear its shadow until February 4th of 2026. So Pluto is basically going to cover some ground that he has already covered. And Pluto is the Lord of the underworld and transforms or gets rid of everything he touches. So if you have any planets at the beginning degrees of Aquarius or Leo, which it's opposite those degrees of Leo, from anywhere from like 0 to 6, we'll say, degrees, you're going to be feeling that. So it's conjunct planets in Aquarius, opposite Leo, and it's squaring, Taurus and Scorpio. So any planets at the beginning degrees, whether it's your rising sign, your sun, your moon, whatever, you're going to be feeling that. We're all feeling this because Pluto affects everyone. And so to me, this is like, kind of like when Pluto goes retrograde, it's like we're being dragged down into the underworld with him, is the way I feel. And it's kind of like going back, like let's say that you had to completely redo your house. Let's say a tree fell on it and you had to fix it. And you fix it, and then you turn around and a big branch falls on or something. It's like, I just did that part, and now I have to go back and do it over. Or someone points out to you and says, hey, you just scrubbed the rug, but hey, you missed a spot. Look at this. And you're like, oh my God, I missed something. That needs to be fixed. So this is, it's like the wrecking ball comes in, knocks everything down, and then you think it's done, and you turn around, and it's coming back for a second sweep. I know that sounds grim, and I don't, it doesn't have to be horrible, but it usually is. It's not. It's like things that don't serve you are going to surface, and you're going to have to deal with them again. And I don't know about you, but I'm getting a little tired of that. And again, it depends on where your planets are, so it may not be that bad for you. It depends if you have anything around those degrees or opposite or square or whatever. So, like I said, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, but we're all feeling it. So, from May 6th about to October 13th, then Pluto goes direct on October 13th, 2025. But again, doesn't clear his shadow period and enter new territory till February 4th of 2026. Okay, so I did a reading. This is a bizarre night. I'm having a really weird night. I'm going to read a quick quote. I was trying to find one that wasn't grim, and everything I read tonight is just so grim. So I thought this one sounded good, and then I realized that it's a little grim. It's very short. It's a poem by Rosemary Watola Traumer, and she said, I want to swallow the whole universe with my heart, starting with this bitter bite. Yeah, this can be kind of bitter when we're going through this again, but all is not lost. I see some positive stuff here. This is an interesting reading. This is the Oak, Ash, and Thorn deck from Three Trees Tarot. And I was going to say something else. Oh, I wanted to just recommend, I shouldn't recommend stuff because I don't know what your tastes are, but I need something to make me laugh during these times. Our president here, I'm in the U.S., Donald Trump just said that he doesn't think that the rule of law can be applied because we have too many people here. So we can't apply it to everyone because there's too many of us. Yeah, he just said that. And he was elected. Okay, I'm speechless. So, it's a bizarre night. Okay, so I was going to do the cross of truth, then they just came out straight. So I think they're kind of going up and down again tonight. So we got the King of Pentacles. And this is telling me that we need to care for our bodies and our day-to-day stuff, and not get carried away with things we cannot control. And I feel like it's also telling us to keep our energy close to home and not worry about the bigger stuff, because it's just not under our control. And especially when Pluto's retrograde, there's that feeling of fate where, you know, it's like the sand castle's crumbling and you can't really stop sand. So you can quote me on that. Anyway, so this is telling us to just, you know, be the king of your own sphere and don't worry about the rest of the forest, you know. Just take care of your own. That's very important. I'm going to go up and down, I think. And then I get two kings, the King of Cups. This is being in control of your emotions and not letting your emotions run away with you, not letting other people's emotions get to you. So, you know, there's fish, you know, just ignore, just like he's keeping his eye up here. Tend to your own stuff, your own families, your own emotions. Don't worry about other people's stuff right now. I'm not saying not to be generous, but you know what I mean? Don't give it all away. Keep it to yourself. Stick to your own stuff. And then I get, and I'm not surprised, I get the Eight of Cups. Is this Mars in Pisces? I always forget. I need to memorize those. But this is knowing what you have to walk away from. And with Pluto going retrograde, there will be things that you will need to let go of that no longer serve you. But that can be very healing. There might be, you know, a physical problem you need to deal with, or, you know, whatever it is, or a relationship that's not serving you, that, or some loss that you've had, and you just need to let go in order to let the new come in. You can't transform until you walk away and let go of what's no longer serving you. And then below that, we get some tricky mental energy, the Seven of Swords. And this can be interpreted two ways. This can be our own thoughts sabotaging us, self-sabotage, and being overly defensive. And it can also be watching out for other people that do not have our best interests at heart. And again, there's no point, you know, I mean, I'm not saying don't rebel, but right now, things are so overwhelming, I think you should keep it on a smaller scale. But watch out for people in your sphere. Keep an eye out for people who don't have your interests at heart, and just protect what's yours, you know. It's time to do that. I get a feeling of that very strongly. And then it's so funny, when I did the sign by sign reading, so I did all 12 of them. And I said to myself when I started, I'm not doing reversals. And out of all the cards I drew, and that's a lot of cards, only one card came out in reverse, and I put it in the upright. But I thought, that's weird, because I normally draw a lot of reversals, and they didn't come out that way. Well, tonight we get one, and I started to turn it right, and then I thought, no, I am doing reversals tonight. So we get the Magician, which is, you know, being able to manifest and being in control of your destiny and having all the elements at your disposal, the wands, the pentacles, the cups, and the swords, earth, air, fire, and water. Not necessarily in that order, but it's in reverse. So again, it's not time. You're not going to feel like you're in control right now. It's more like a fated time where something kind of grabs you by the scruff of the neck and says, you know, pay attention to this. You need to work on this. And things can come up from the subconscious, and whatever comes up, you kind of have to deal with it. You don't get to choose what you're going to deal with. It's sort of chosen for you. And then, let's see, below that, we get Judgment. We get Judgment. So we get the two major arcana on top of each other here. The two kings are together. The two major arcana are together. We get Judgment. So this is not only rising above the fray, like just, you know, like I said, just leave the petty stuff down here. Leave the stuff that you can't control. It's also about judging what does serve you, and, you know, what, this is new life. Look at all the butterflies. So he's coming out of an old situation. you know, he's white, he's got a cross, he's got butterflies. It's kind of like he's being resurrected here. This is a very resurrecting judgment card. So it's deciding, yes, what you want to take with you, and it's about using, you know, perception to decide what is for you and what isn't. But it's also about leaving the old behind and rising up fresh out of the ashes. You know, it's like he's got a new robe on. Well, it's not wearing a robe, he's got feathers, but you know what I mean. I guess, I don't know, I'm thinking Jesus-y because his wings are out and he's got the cross. So I'm not meaning to offend anyone, but he looks Jesus-y to me. I don't know what that means. Okay, then I said, well, what's the overall energy? And then I was kind of astonished to get this, actually, until I looked at the shadow cards. So the overall energy is the Lovers. And I don't think this is romantic because I don't see anything here about romance. So I thought, okay, it's the choice. So what are we choosing? Because I just said we can't really, you know, be in control right now. So I feel like it's saying you can either choose to go with the flow and transform whatever's brought to your attention, or you can resist it. What did I say, that one quote the other night? Bow or break. We have two choices, bow or break. This is asking you to bow, I think. We got more butterflies, so there's more resurrection going on. Excuse my voice. I'm very croaky. I think this is about, also it's about commitment. So I think it's deciding to what are you going to be committed. And not in a thoughtful way, but in a bodily way and an emotional way. And you don't need to decide that right now, but you kind of, it's going to be kind of brought to your awareness, and you're going to be asked to, like I said, walk away from what's not working, watch out for people that aren't in your best interests, and essentially make a judgment. You're going to have to make a judgment call. What do I keep? What do I not keep? Okay, and then as always happens with me, it seems like the shadow card I draw, one of them is the overall energy card. So what are we not seeing? We're not seeing what we are truly committed to, or what we should be committed to, if that makes any sense. I don't think it's time to make like a mental choice, because it's not so much about choosing, it's about letting go. But there is something about finding your heart and staying true to what you want to be committed to. And I think right now that's confusing. I think it's confusing right now. But I think it will sort of, you know, by the time this whole retrograde's over in October, and especially by the time Pluto clears his shadow in the beginning of February, and I know that's a long time away, but we will know what we are supposed to be committed to, what we want. I just think right now it's difficult to know what we want. So there's a little bit of a confusion about choosing right now. So don't worry about it. Just go with the flow and try to relax and take care of your own. And then we get the Eight of Swords. Again, it's about, you know, I don't know which way to go, and feeling some despair. Like I feel like I need to choose, but what? Well, I don't think we know yet, but I think it will become apparent. Okay, then I drew two oracle cards, and the first one I got was Thinker, and honestly I almost put it back because I thought, no, we're not supposed to be overthinking this. So I picked up the book and I thought maybe I'm missing something, and I was, because in the protection message of this card, it says, you might be suffering from analysis paralysis. Thinking has its place, but trying to figure everything out logically is not going to work right now. Yes, that's what I'm feeling. Your conclusions will likely be faulty, and you may act upon false assumptions that will get you in a jam. Give your mind a rest. Do something creative. Is she resting? No, she's thinking. Do something creative, exercise, or meditate. Soon you'll come to your senses, and an aha moment will bring new clarity. Okay, because then I drew Serendipity, which is all about divine timing. And it says, I thought this was very interesting, because this makes more sense to me. Opportunity allied with readiness, the awareness of synchronicity, luck and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols, a magical alignment of events. And the protection message is, perhaps you felt almost certain that serendipitous events were meant to lead to something better. It was supposed to be the perfect business, or that person you gave your heart to was supposed to be the one, yet it all fell apart. Consider this. Sometimes synchronicity and serendipity come together to lead you directly into difficulties in order to deliver an important lesson you need to learn before you hit the jackpot. Don't get caught up in the drama of disappointment. There really is a silver lining in this cloud. Spirit always knows what you need and is guiding you to where you are meant to go. Pay attention to the signs presented to you. Yeah, I know. I'm tired of lessons. I don't know about you, but apparently we're in for some more. And as long as we're being led where we need to go, that is a good thing. And I just want to share, I'm done with the reading. If you want to hit the like, share, and subscribe button, or leave me a comment. This has nothing to do with the astrology or the tarot. I just want to tell you this very strange thing that happened to me the night that I just cannot believe. I mean, it happens, so I have to believe it. I always have weird things happen. I had a bunch of weird things today, but this was really weird. So I was watching, for those of you who watch Gemma, I was watching Gemma, Gemstone Tarot, and there's a person on there who's been on there for ages, and I often comment, and she's commented back to me. I feel like I know her. I don't know her, but, I've been on there for years and years and years. Okay, so I was watching that. Then I was bored, and I was avoiding something else that I should be doing that I didn't want to do. So you know how you get those suggestions on the side from YouTube? This thing popped up, musicians who didn't like David Bowie. Like, sure, I'll look at that. It was really stupid. I didn't even listen to it. It was just stupid AI generated stuff. But I did start reading some of the comments just because, it's kind of fun sometimes to connect with fans of people that you admire. I'm a big Bowie fan. So I'm reading along, and there's a message from a woman who's on Gemma's page. And the comment is not about the Bowie video. It's about the daily tarot reading that I had watched, like 5 videos before that. It wasn't like a technological glitch. Somehow she had been on there and meant to leave the message for Gemma. And the other bizarre thing is that she left the message that I forgot to leave Gemma. She said the same thing I was going to say, but I forgot. Is that bizarre? I'm just like, what, did I fall down a wormhole or what? And then I'm sitting on the couch, and right when that happened, I saw something move, and there was a huge brown, I don't like to say the word, now I'm looking around, an spider, spider, on the couch with me. And I don't like to kill things, but I'm terrified of them. And so I had to, and I don't like to, and I apologize every time, and I'm so sorry, but I cannot bear, I'm terrified, I cannot bear it. They give me the willies. So then I had the creeps, and I ran upstairs to get something, and there was another spider on the stairs, the same kind, only twice as big. Yes. And I just thought, oh my Lord, I can't do this. That has no bearing on anything. I just wanted to get that off my chest. So feel for me. And I hate that so bad. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm sorry to overshare, but I just, heavens. Okay. Thank you for listening. And I will talk to you later. And, hang in there. Pluto doesn't go retrograde forever. And it's, I keep telling myself this, it's transformation is good. It's not always painless, but you know what? It's good. We all need to transform, right? If things aren't working, look at it this way. This will help you get to where you want to go. Okay. All right. Thank you for listening. Blessings. Good night.